So welcome to ACMM's Community Interviews. Today I'm going to be interviewing Sweta Agarwal. My name is Lauren Howe and I'm a coach and I work in ACMM's marketing team. So Sweta is in the process of finishing her final assessment at ACMM, and so she'll be graduating very soon. She's based close to Melbourne and lives with her husband and her 10-year-old daughter. She was born in India and has lived throughout India. So I'm really excited to get to talk to Sweta and find out about her experiences and what she plans to do in the future with her meditation qualifications. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Wonderful. So Sweta, I'd love to know what attracted you to become a meditation teacher and study at ACMM?
It's a lifelong journey, or maybe many lifetimes as I feel it. And I think the calling, I couldn't remember the exact calling, but I was and it happens often, I've heard from so many students and coaches, sort of the lowest contrast, I like to call it, of my life. And I stopped everything. I quit my job, like literally came to a standstill. And I think Buddha's sort of question reflected to me that why am I suffering so much? And we are not supposed to. Life is supposed to be fun, and there has to be a way out um, uh, for the well-being. And that was a question that I went after, which I was like, no, this is not how I want to live. And then I just, like I said, I stopped everything. I came to a standstill and I rested. And then a meditation video popped up on YouTube. Like I wasn't even looking for it. And I found it very intriguing. And sort of my formal meditation journey started with that. Of course, I've got the spiritual and not meditation, but spiritual and those kind of practices. I've lived with them in my family. And then I rolled with that Indian teacher and started practicing meditation for a year, and tremendous transformation in everything, in all areas of my life, especially my health. And I can't remember what exactly told me to become a meditation teacher. And then I looked up at ACMM, and I've actually pulled something off my wall to show you. This, I don't know if you can read, Do What You Love. That came up a year before. And then I think I was scrolling at the institutes where I could study, and ACMM came up, and I was instantly attracted, like there was no reason. It still took me a long time to feel myself worthy, come out of that place. And then I actually rang Lisa and had a great opportunity to talk to her. And that's it, our conversation led me to here, and I knew that this is the place to be.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It sounds like there's so many synchronicities that happened for you with the YouTube video coming up and then coming across, and that beautiful do what you love sign that you just showed, and then coming across ACMM. I love how it all just, sometimes you can just trust the process and it leads you to where you need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how it was for me.
Lovely. And you mentioned a little bit about how your meditation practice has impacted you to do with your health. Would you be able to expand a little bit for us and tell us more about how meditation has impacted you personally?
Absolutely. It has transformed me to the extent that my family, friends, little community around me, I get asked question, oh, tell us about it, So I think that's the testimonial of anything, how far I've come. But in terms of, like, I was chronically ill with emotional issues, mental issues. Now as I get the understanding of energy, because I was so far away from who I am and who I was, I was constantly spiraling into dissatisfaction or being stuck in life, which was showing up in my health with depression, anxiety, endometriosis, and then it just spirals into everything else. And that's what was happening. And I call it my previous life, that I was in audit and risk. I'm a chartered accountant, and couldn't have been more diverse to be doing this. And like I was in a well-paying job. I was in a very fast-paced career, and from an outer perspective, my life would look like perfect. But from the inner perspective, I was nowhere living what I wanted to live, and that was showing in my thinking process, my emotional well-being, and how I was feeling, my connectivity, that I wasn't connected to anybody in my family, in the world, and I wasn't just in a happy place. And all of that transformed with meditation practices as I came closer. And I initially probably didn't even know. I was like, okay, I just gotta sit, I got to listen to the video. I got to try to do whatever they're telling me. So it really started from that, but just sticking with it, not giving up. Like, many times it comes that, oh, maybe it's not working, or maybe maybe I'm not doing it right. But something in me kept telling me to keep going, keep sticking, keep showing up, keep doing it. That's your path. And no matter how many times, and I still stumble, it's still the same story in different way. But my mantra is still the same. I just keep going with it, keep walking on your path, and now all my health issues are resolved, like as much, from being to the other end of despair to I've come on this side of the emotional scale, to even feel blissful. I live in gratitude. That shows in my health. My family is very happy. My daughter is very happy. And it's inspiring the community around us to really, I think, be aware that meditation is that powerful.
Thank you for sharing that. I have, I have such resonance with so much of what you share, and I love that, you shared your personal journey, but also seeing how that's impacting the people around you as well is so important too. Yeah. And also, you acknowledge that, you had your previous life of being an accountant and working in that space. And I connect with that, having a background in law and working in the government. And that's been, my journey to finding self and better health and well-being, and a connection to true self. So I can really connect on that level. So you said your previous life was in that accountancy space. What's that transition been like for you to move from that? Are you still doing work in that space, or have you moved away?
I've moved away completely. But I think it's in my DNA. Like I leverage that knowledge in terms of when I'm presenting my meditation or the way I approach it. And I've come to understand after listening a lot many times from teachers, when you look back on your life and you look at all the experiences, you feel so grateful for that journey, for that richness, because now I can understand a lot more when I interact with people where they are at their journey. So I have a better understanding of how to support them. And all my training, my professional training, helps me, to better present myself, or to articulate myself well. So I still integrate that in my meditation journey.
It's so important, isn't it? I love that you share that it's all part of our journey. It helps inform us and be the teachers we are today. And we will be able to relate to people in different ways, given that background and knowing what it can be like to work in a corporate world, and wanting to find some sort of meditation practice for you and trying to balance that, and connecting with people in that way. So important. Thank you for sharing that. I would love to know what your plans are for the future in terms of integrating this course into what it is that you want to do in your life, and your potential, if it's a business or offerings that you want to share.
Sure, thank you. I am so excited that my vision, I'm going with a vision at the moment, is one school, one meditation teacher. And I've been contemplating that. It actually, even in our studies from session one, when we are asked to see our goal, like where we want to see, that hasn't changed to this day, the passion that I have. So I've strategized a pilot program, which I will take it to school until I get one, by which they can become self-sufficient to afford a meditation teacher, like a dedicated meditation teacher. And I want to take that pilot program once. So I'll do that with myself and put in my resources and however that unfolds. But that's my vision to show, to demonstrate to schools that they can have their own dedicated meditation teacher through the community funds. That gives an enough leverage to someone to be able to offer their time and work, as well as a whole community gets sort of like a person that they can relate and guide and I guess integrate this into their daily lives, like the schools and the teachers, the children, the parents, and their community around them. So that's my overall vision, that I want to just let it unfold, take one step at a time and go with it.
Incredible. Your vision sounds so inspiring to hear and very powerful and transformational, not just for the individuals in the school, but you're talking about the community as well and how that can impact them.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And I know you said you've got a daughter who is 10 in school, and what does she think about meditation and her mum being a meditation teacher?
She's up to everything. Like she knows today I'm having the interview, so she's up to the speed to that, and she's been journeying with me. Like it started when she was 8, and my husband as well, and a lot of, like I said, my family members. I've been really really lucky that it's been resonating with my transformation, and she was actually my source. Like I wanted, it all started that no, this is not, I know the kind of mother that I am, and that's what I want to offer her, and I wasn't in that place. That was my inspiration. And children are very close to me. They're my, yeah, it just, my heart just um, smiles at their sight. And I also feel that I'm seeing in her, like I not try to impose my ideas on her or tell her, just demonstrate, try, like I still do as a mother, but I try to demonstrate. And she's been really picking up with home learning and COVID. This couldn't have been a better timing. As I call ACMM my COVID awakening, because I started then, and it really has been like I'm aware of all the hardships and suffering that has caused around. But it's really about looking that light in amongst all of that, and it has helped my daughter a lot, and she's been sharing that with her friends, which is so courageous. She takes that perspective and she talks about it, and there was a little feud going on in school, and she's been incredible to support her and her friends through that journey. So she still says, I don't like meditation, but because she thinks it's just about sitting in a one spot and breathing. But as she's learning more and more that it's really about how you stop, you drink a glass of water, and you're there with it. It's about just going out, being in the sun for 5 minutes. Things like that she's been exploring, and she's loving it.
How beautiful, that presence and that richness of life that the practice of meditation or mindfulness can support us in
Absolutely.
experiencing. And I can just see your vibrancy and your glowing as you talk about, your daughter and the impacts that the meditation has on, not just you, but children. And it sounds like that is something that you care so much about. So I can see why this vision is so important to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is radiating from you.
Thank you.
So I have one final question for you, and it is, what have you enjoyed about studying at ACMM? And I guess 2 questions, and what would you say to someone thinking about doing the course?
First, I'll say to someone who's thinking about the course, just go for it. Just go for it. Don't even think or wait for a second. It's life transforming. Even to whatever degree we allow it, if we allow it fully, it is. For me, that's how it has been. But yeah, it's a beautiful. It's a therapy in action. Every moment of it, and the work itself, and it's healing, it's transformative, and it's very inspiring for everybody around you and for yourself. So that's what I will say to anybody who's considering. Do not wait like me, even for 6 months, just go for it. And what I enjoyed with ACMM is like everything. My whole life just took a big U-turn towards like the holistic well-being. And I call it the East and West spirituality combined for me. So I was very lucky to have the whole spectrum. I absolutely enjoyed every word of the course material, and I took my time, maybe for me, because I had stopped everything else in my life. So I immersed myself completely into every word of the electives and the course and the practices. So I think that's also why the benefits were a lot more, I think, impactful for myself in particular. And I loved coaches. I love all my coaches. That was my treat time, to be with my coach Felicity at the end of every session. A beautiful community. ACMM is beautiful community. I felt belonged, like when I walked in, even though it's an online course. But the frequency, the vibration of our institute, I feel it like being a part of it. I felt uplifted. So the frequency of that, and that one-on-one session that we have with our coaches, the meditations that we do together on Monday nights, and everything, just about everything for me.
That's amazing to hear. I have little tears listening to you, because that sense of belonging and that creation can be really challenging online, but it's something we often hear is that students still feel that through their connection with their coaches and the other opportunities we have to connect online, and hopefully in person at retreats at some point when the time allows. So we have our fingers crossed for that experience to happen. Thank you so much, Sweta, for taking the time to let me talk to you and find out about your journey and your amazing vision for children and schools and communities in the future. Is there a way that if people wanted to get in touch with you or connect with you, that they could do that, and how could they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've created a Facebook page which is called 5 Minutes Mindfulness. And I'm also on LinkedIn, but that page is through which I've conducted many community meditations, and I think that would be the best place for people to join in and connect and be in that space to share ideas. And my warm invitation to everybody who would like to join me in this taking this one school, one meditation teacher forward, then I really welcome everybody to just connect with me anytime. Thank you.
Amazing. That's a call to action, and I like it. I totally encourage people to reach out to you at your Facebook page. Thank you again for taking the time, and I look forward to seeing things as they unfold and develop for you in the future.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Lauren, for this beautiful opportunity. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I continue to enjoy every moment of ACMM journey, which is my life journey now. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Sweta.
Thank you.